Howdy, howdy everybody. Welcome to HT's EDC, and we are coming at you from my tailgate of my pickup truck this morning. And we have my good gal, she is out here with me, of course. And we, sorry about the camera motion, are back on. I have a list here. The People's Choice, what you guys have sent in and said that you guys would like for me to tackle for a show, a video idea. And we did one yesterday for Brother Jeff, and got another one today that we're going to knock out. And I don't know, I do know what this fellow's name is, but I don't know. He's one of them that his YouTube thing is one of these letters and numbers kind of names. Anyway, it is NEXCPU. I'm not going to say your name, but you know who you are. That's your handle. We all see that when you comment on our videos. Out of privacy, I won't say your name on here. But anyway, this gentleman sent in and he wanted to see show my EDC I take to the deer woods with me. From your lips to God's ear, my friend. We have the coffee still brewing inside. It's nice and early, so I'm just, before I get to the coffee, we just got old Coca-Cola Zero here this morning. And like I say, this video, I'm standing right, and if you wondered, I'm standing right in front of my tailgate of my pickup truck. So we will do a real quick, what you toting, billfold, back pocket, truck key, pocket cross. And today for my regular tote, we have magnetic slip, and we have my 1972. We'll just open up one blade. You guys, well, y'all know what a trapper is. This is my 1972 reddish bone trapper, and that is what I'm toting today. So we're gonna get right into it. This could potentially be a long one, but we're gonna go pretty quick. Opening day is Saturday here in the Stone, and for the first 3 weeks of season, you have archery. We have a couple of new seasons this year. We had a little early season archery that was like a 3-day that actually opened September 7th, 8th, and 9th. That's new to Arkansas this year. Never had that one before. But for all intents and purposes, the last weekend, the last Saturday in September had always been opening day for archery. And that is still the case for archery to be in and stay in. Like I said, they added that little 3-day early hunt this year. But anyway, for the first 3 weeks, it's archery. And then the next thing that comes up, another new season, what used to be like muzzle loader, black powder season. Now it's called alternative weapons. You can use muzzle loader, still is good and legal, but they've added like some straight wall rifles, shells that you can also use there. Anyway, first 3 weeks is archery. So what we're going to be talking about is what Saturday, if I go to the deer woods, which I'll probably go at least, I'm not sure if it'll be opening morning or evening, but what I'll be toting Saturday morning for archery. So, boots. These are my old dusty boots. Got a little bit of thinsulate on it. These are kind of my early season boots. It doesn't get crazy. Typically, we don't have a lot of snow, or, it's not too harsh here in southern Arkansas. These boots have 200 grain insulation of thinsulate. It's a lightweight boot, and usually that's good for about 80% of the season. I have other boots if it gets real cold weather or we have snow or rain. I have rain/snow boots, but most of the time something like this for most of our hunting down here will work, and that's probably what I'll have on Saturday. Nothing special. These are Magellan brand, comes from Academy Sports. Or is that Sports Authority? I think it's Academy Sports. Anyway, Magellan brand, you guys know about that. So that's that. We will get into, it is archery season. Now folks, you trolls out there, whatever you guys want to say about bow hunting and that a crossbow is not, I know I'm going to hear it from at least somebody, a crossbow is not bow hunting. That is not archery. Save it. I don't want to hear it. It is legal. A crossbow is a legal method of archery in the state I reside in, and I'll give you 2 reasons I do it, because I used to be a compound bow guy, 100%. I used to shoot archery tournaments, 3D shoots. I used to be very much into compound bows, which some of you are going to say, well, that ain't archery either, you know, a compound bow. Okay, all of you Native Americans out there that just, you know, a string and a bow, just save it. It is legal in Arkansas. I bow hunt, and when I bow hunt, I'm doing it now with a crossbow. My 2 reasons: number 1, my number 1 hunting partner is my wife. She loves it. She goes bow hunting, she goes muzzleload hunting, and she goes rifle hunting. She has her own bow, her own muzzleloader, her own rifle. She loves it. If I go, she wants to go. So that being said, my wife cannot pull back the state minimum for a compound bow, which I think is like 35 pounds or whatever, pound pressure on a bow. My wife's a very small lady. We have tried. She cannot pull back the minimum. So guess what? She's my partner. She wants to go. So I got her a crossbow. And you know what? I've had shoulder surgery. I have disabilities myself. Could I still probably pull back a compound bow? I could turn it down. Could I pull I'm not saying I can't pull the state minimum. I bought one too. If that gets my wife in the woods, a crossbow gets my wife in the woods and she can go with me. I bought myself one too. We crossbow hunt. It is 1000% legal here in Arkansas. It is a approved method, so save it. If it's not for you, it's not for you. Just be respectful. I'm not a dog hunter. You know, there's people out there that run dogs. That's not for me. Honestly, I'm a still hunter. I sit down and, you know, that's our preferred method of hunting. We sit in a blind or a stand and we wait on them. That's my thing. I've had dog hunters run up with, here comes 4 or 5 dogs running by my stand. Well, that was more when I hunted on public land. That was stuff you kind of had to just deal with. But guess what? It's legal in the state I hunt in, and I had to come to the point they got just as much right to be out here as long as it's legal as I do. Does it aggravate me? Yeah, it did. Would I ever want to do it? No, I don't, but it's legal. If crossbow ain't for you, you don't think that's archery, hey, do your thing. Don't judge me. Anyway, so now that all that's out of the way, I am going to show you my crossbow. This is a Fang 350, and this is kind of a limited edition. If you can tell here, the chassis of this thing has deer antlers. It's like a deer antler camo. That was kind of a limited edition, this print that's on this thing. We have a 4x32 scope on it. Yeah, this is my crossbow. Has a strap. Boom, right there over my shoulder. Has this nice little tab on that you can hold on the front, and off I go. That is what I will be using opening day of archery here in Arkansas. That is my PSE Fang 350 crossbow. I will be shooting these out of my PSE Fang. These are, I can get them turned around here. These are X-Bolt bolts. And as you can see, I've got my arrow number. That's my number 1 right there. See my cock vein there? I've got my number 1 and I got my number 2 arrows. This is my best, truest flying arrow. So that'll probably be what's in my quiver to start out with. For as broadheads, these are NAP sling blades. And if you see, this is what those things flare out to be. Not to be too gross for you people that do not hunt, but as they enter your target, these little front blades right here, it hits your target, and you can see that expands, and that will be your cut diameter. It's about a 2-inch cut on these, but these are NAP sling blade broadheads, and these are Victory. I don't think I said that. The brand, these are Victory arrows, and these are X bolts. So that is what I'll be shooting. Get my crossbow, set it out of the way here. Bear with me, folks. I'm back. By the way, one last thing on that. This is my cocking rope. You have to cock a crossbow. Most of you people who are watching this still kind of halfway know what I'm talking about. But these hooks go around your string on your crossbow, and you wrap that around there, and you pull those strings up. This is your aid to cock your crossbow like you would cock the trigger on a rifle or whatever. This is what you put around those strings. You pull it up, and this is your cocking rope. This is what cocks a crossbow. So anyway, that was sitting there. I forgot that. Now, this is my backpack. This will always, not always, sometimes I hunt right here in my backyard. I'd be lying. If I'm hunting at my lease or I'm going away from home to hunt, I will always have this backpack. Sometimes I can actually, I've got a ground blind here at my house that I can hunt like real close. I won't say exactly how far, but it's almost paces behind my back, outside my back door. Well, when I hunt there, honestly, sometimes I'll just grab my crossbow, I'll get a whim, and I'll go sit down, and I won't tote this whole thing. But for all intents and purposes, this camo backpack is going to be with me. So we're going to go through the stuff that I carry in it. We have a little side pocket right here. And for archery hunting, this is almost a must. This is a rangefinder. This can go around your neck. You can look through it, push this button, and range your animal, range distances. Man, I wonder how far, if my deer comes to that oak tree over there, how far is it? You can put this on, push a button, and it tells you exactly in yardage how far away an object is, whether it's your deer, it's your animal you're chasing, you can range him. Or what I like to do is be prepared when I get sat down in a stand. I like to range things around me. Oh, how far is that tree? If my deer comes in from that tree, that pine tree over there, how far is that? I need to know what my shot would be. Does that kind of make sense? So you just take this up to your eye, push a button. Hey, it'll say 32 yards. Well, I know if my deer walks in front of that tree, that is a 32-yard shot for me. Y'all kind of get the idea. But anyway, this is a rangefinder, and for archery, even crossbow, for archers, it is a big deal. Knowing your range, they are not as forgiving as a gun. I mean, if a deer is 127 yards versus 133 yards, that's not a big deal when you're shooting a 2,500 feet a second projectile bullet. But the difference between a 25-yard shot and a 29-yard shot in archery, you could be off a couple, 3 inches. And that could be the difference in either missing your deer or, even worse, not hitting your deer where you're supposed to and having a foul shot, being too low, too high. You get where I'm going from. 2 or 3 inches in archery is a big deal because you're shooting for an area about like this, folks. That's where your arrow needs to be somewhere right in there. And like I say, that's, what is that, 3 inches, 4 inches tall from top to bottom. Like I say, if you're shooting for right here in the middle of that, and you're up here, or you're down here, or you're back here, you get it. Very important to know your yardage to a T when you let that arrow go, or you can miss, or even worse, wound. And that is the worst thing, to wound a deer and it run off on you and you don't harvest that deer. The deer suffers, the whole thing, you know. Not to get PETA on me here, but responsible hunters, we do our homework and we try to put that shot right there. We call it the boiler house, the boiler room. If you put that arrow, if you put one of these bolts in that boiler room, the animal, you harvest that animal ethically, you get dinner, you get table fare, the animal doesn't suffer, life is good. So that's my spiel on a rangefinder. I'm sure I took way too much time on that, but that stays in my front pocket. I have 2 pockets on this backpack. We will go into the front pocket first and see what all I have in there. My you guys are gonna like this. You're gonna probably say, y'all are probably gonna say, that's a real good move. You ought to do that on all your videos, huh, HD? That is my mask, solid black. That's what that's always in there. Have an old grunt call here, hunter's best friend. This is the old flex tone grunt call. You hunters know what I'm talking about. You always want to have a good grunt call. That's always in my front pocket. Windicator, which this one might be about half. There we go. You guys see that? That tells you your wind direction. Lets you go out in the morning and kind of check, hey, which way is my wind blowing this morning, or what have you, or in your stand if the wind changes. This will tell you. You shoot this little guy. You see that? That will tell you. It's kind of common sense. It's like powder in a bottle. This tells you your wind direction. Of course, you guys know we play the scent game with deer hunting. It is a big deal. That is the one thing that will get you busted out quicker than anything, is if they smell you. And they can smell you, they say a mile, you know, not literally a mile away, but their sense of smell is ridiculous. So this is another thing that always stays in my bag. What else do we got in here? We always have a backup knife. I'll show you what I have on. This is an old Ontario Rat 3, just a full flat grind, actually a modern, I carry in my bag. This is a backup knife. If I were to lose my knife out in the field, the one that's going to be on my person, hadn't showed you that, I always have one in my bag. And an old Rat, this is an old Rat Model 1. It stays in there. Just, I'll always have a knife. If somehow, some way I leave mine, lose mine, the one that's on my person, on me in the field, if I can get to my bag, I got another knife. What else we got in the world here? Thermosil, we'll get into that later. Extra Thermosil refills. We'll talk about that because that's in my other compartment here. We have some old flagging tape that looks like I need to do a little better job with, of getting all rolled up. But if you go in somewhere, whatever, you're trailing a deer, you've got a deer, and you can put this, when you go into the woods, you hang this, especially if you're hunting somewhere you're not exactly familiar with, flagging tape, you can take this and put it on a branch. If you can find this, you can find your way out. You can also lay this down like on a blood trail if you're trailing an animal and he's, again, not to be too gross, but down to animals that have been shot, they bleed, and you can tear off a little bit of this and hang it on a bush, drop it on the ground, all kind of uses for flagging tape. Always keep some red flagging tape with me, orange flagging tape. What else we got in here? I got some actual old tape. This is trophy tape. Like if you get your big buck, this is little tape that you could score him. You can put on the deer antlers. That's just, I don't exactly know why it's still in there. We won't spend too much time on that one. A tape measure. If you want to, all us guys, you know, you get your big buck and you want to see, hey, how big, what's his rack? What's his inside spread? How big is he? You got some hunters. I got my little tape right here, tape measure. That's all when you get that big buck, you know, to brag to your buddies. Well, he's this big, he's this wide, what have you. That's in there. That's pretty much it for that small bag. We'll go to the big compartment now. Put my grunt call and my my face mask back in there. Again, that is my front pocket. Scent. We're into the main compartment here of my bag. Scent away. See that? That is, you guys know that. Us hunters take a bath in this. I always use, this is what I have in my bag that goes to the field with me. When I'm getting dressed, my clothes and all, I'm big on the whole scent thing. I have one in my hunting room that I hit my body and my clothes before I even go to the field. But once I get there, you may have sweated, you may have exhaust fumes from your ATV when you ride in. Anyway, this stays in my bag. If I'm, especially early season, here in Arkansas, bow season, it's still hot. It's saying Saturday we could be going out that evening hunt 84, 85 degrees, which is just absolutely horrible. But that is, if you want a deer hunt, if you want an early season bow hunt in Arkansas, that's part of it. Anyway, this stays in there. When I'm in my stand, if I feel sweaty, or I just reapply this. You can't use too much of this to deaden your smell. This is always in my pack. This is what goes in the stand. And usually, like I say, when I get in my stand, I take another bath of it just to, you know, any scent I may have picked up on my way to the stand, that's what it's for, to reapply. Yeah, this is huge. A thermocell. Heard me talk about early season archery being hot. Well, when it is hot, early season archery, there are mosquitoes. This little handy dandy apparatus here, you flip it on, you push this button, this thing comes on, and this little blue pad in there, I don't know how much light you can see, but there's a little blue pad that you slide in here. Anyway, it heats up that, and all it's insect repellent, it's mosquito repellent. You set this down at your feet or whatever, or you could hang it up, you know, you could hang it up in your blind or whatever, and it puts a barrier around you to keep the bugs off of you. It's called a thermocell. It's quiet, and supposedly it's, you know, they don't smell it. I can smell the stuff when it's doing it, so I don't really know about that. But guess what? If they're gnawing on you, if mosquitoes are gnawing on you and you're fidgeting and you're popping, swatting flies, pick your poison. If this thing gives off a little smell and keeps you from doing this and doing that, I mean, if you're doing this and doing that and stand, you're swatting flies, you're not going to see no deer. So it's kind of a trade-off. They say it doesn't smell. I say it gives off a smell. But what it does do is work. It will keep them flies and off of you, you know, flies and mosquitoes off of you. It is invaluable. The thermocell. What else we got in the world here? Flashlight. Gotta have a flashlight. This is my stream light. It is actually water, I don't know if it's proof, it's like shock proof, water resistant, very good and very bright. If you drop this in the field, I think that will be very easy to find. Always have a flashlight in there. I always keep a backup flashlight. If I did drop one of these, I got a little black job right here. Boom. Another small flashlight. So 2 flashlights, always a good idea. Or if one of them goes dead, you're out there tracking that deer and crap, you're out there in the middle of the dark and your flashlight goes out on you, man, you're in a mess. If that's all you got, well, if you put your backpack on you or whatever, or you drop this one, see, this would be my go-to. If this went dead on me and I'm tracking a deer, crap, oh crap, I'm out of light. Got this little guy in like my back pocket. Hey, keep the party going. We got a backup. You guys get the idea. What else in the world here? These are from last year. I have good old doe and estrus. This is by the Buck Bomb, and I got 2 cans in here. Really don't know how long these things are good for, what the shelf life is, but anyway, this is for the rut. You get hunters know what the rut is. You can take this can and you can do one of 2 things. It's like a fogger, if you guys know what you can take this thing and you can push it and click it and set it out there like in front of you when you walk to your stand and let this whole can go. You can click it all the way down and just empty this whole can and put all this doe estrus all over your woods, and hopefully a deer a mile away will smell this. And what it emulates is a doe that is in estrus, or she is in cycle. Whew. That is strong. I just actually smelled some. Now I smell like a doe in estrus. I'm sure I'll get some laughs out of that one. But anyway, you can release this whole can, let it go all over your woods, or you can sit there in your stand and just shoot little mist every so often, every 15-20 minutes. Just push it for short bursts like I just did. Shoot a little bit out there. Shoot it on this tree limb next to you. Let it blow. Ever how you want to do it. I don't think it is the shelf life is gone, because that smells like deer pee-pee. It still does. So I'm going to say these cans are good still for this year. But I have 2 of them, full bottles. Well, this one's about 3/4, and 1 full one here. The Buck Bomb, doe estrus. Yeah. So, where are we at? 27 minutes. Hey, it was what it was. Hope y'all got a kick out of that. All this stuff. Is what I'll be toting Saturday morning. Keep your fingers crossed for me that we get us one. Like I said, deer hunting is my number 2 passion behind knives. Collecting pocket knives, I love it. I don't get to do near as much as I wanted to, or I used to. Pretty much, I'd say 5 or 6 years ago, I was still working then. I am no longer working. If you guys don't know that, I am disabled now. Have been for about 3 years. But at that time, I was still working. So let's just flip the clock back 6-7 years. And folks, it was this simple. When we'll just say October, end of September, October, bow season came in, if I wasn't at work, if you need to look and find me, it was pretty much that simple. All you needed was my work schedule. If I wasn't at work, I was in a tree. I was somewhere deer hunting. If it was bow, it was muzzleloader, it was rifle. HT ain't at the plant. He's got he's up a tree somewhere. It was that simple. Last 5 or 6 years, anyway, hadn't been able to do it near like I like to, but we still gonna get out there. We've had to make some provisions. I don't climb stands like I used to. There is no more climbing stands. I don't do a lot of ladder stands. I pretty much have to stay on the ground, and I can't hike back into the woods like I used to. Shoot, 10 years ago, I'd walk a mile, or half a mile, or hell, probably maybe even a mile to get to that awesome spot way in the back 40, that secret stand you have. That ship has sailed. I have to pretty much drive my ATV, my mule. I have a UTV. Anyway, the walking, the climbing, all that is over. But guess what? It ain't gonna stop me. There's still ground blinds. There's still stands that I have steps on. I've had to make some provisions. Your boy's still gonna get out there. So wish me luck. Might not happen opening day. but we're gonna get after them. We love it. And by the way, I showed you my backup knife in there. The knife that I'm toting, that I will be toting in the field, will be this one. This will actually be the knife that's on me Saturday morning. An old 25 Schrade. Well, it's a 2-blade. You get the idea. The other one's a skinning blade. It's a 2-blade folding hunter. Hurt them up. This is actually the knife that will be right here on my side when I hit the deer stand, ground blind actually, Saturday. So that is what's on my person. And like I say, in this bag, there's always a backup knife. So anyway, we did show a couple knives in here for you knife people. My man that asked for this, hope you got some kick out of that. Maybe some of you other guys that hunters out there, y'all like this. I had a good time showing you. Anyway, God bless you. We're gonna get out of here. Oh yeah, one thing. Tonight, I'm giving away the giveaway. I hadn't forgot about that. Tonight, I'm gonna go in and close that. Excuse me. We're gonna shut down the giveaway for the Legacy knife, the folding hunter, the Hunter Legacy Hunter sheath from Brother Ed. I'm giving that away, and tonight is, I'm gonna say 6, 7, 8 o'clock. Not gonna paint myself in the corner, but this evening, you've had all week, Monday through Friday. Tonight, I'm gonna shut that down, and I'm gonna go in and it's gonna say giveaway closed, and that's gonna be it. If your comments after that, I'm sorry you had a week, but somebody is fixing to win a killer, awesome Legacy knife sheath, and we're gonna be giving that away. Probably over the weekend, we may do a reveal, a winner reveal. If not, I am deer hunting this weekend, so things could get crazy. If not this weekend, early next week, Monday or whatever, we will get on there and we'll do a show, and we'll tell who won that thing. But still got today. If you want to get in there, go back to that video, see what you got to do to get yourself entered. It isn't hard, but yeah, we love you. There's Miss Ab over there getting her some sun in right here on the old driveway. We're going to get out of here. We love you. God bless. HT, Miss Abby, we are out.